Hello, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. Welcome to the new era of collecting. If you've watched any of my episodes, or probably other people's episodes as well, anybody who's a collector who does any kind of Star Wars collecting, or He-Man, or G.I. Joe, Transformers, whatever is their fancy that they're buying newer created toys in the toy stores, you'll know that these days, this is how it happens now. This very rarely do you go into the actual store and find anything. You might find one item here, one item there. No, now it's all about the pre-order. And I've said on previous episodes how I have had quite a few, close to 70 pre-orders at one point. Now, some of them were from almost a year, and some of them even over a year ago. That's how long some of those pre-orders have been there. Well, if you've been watching this channel, you've been seeing that the last several episodes have been taking place in Batuu, or Walt Disney World, Disney Hollywood Studios, because we've been down in Florida. And but life goes on here in the Darth Tuba homestead, and whilst I was away, one at a time, packages have been arriving. Packages that I've pre-ordered, sometimes many of them 6 months or more ago. So, I mean, I got notifications on my email that they were coming, and I had a house sitter, collecting everything. So it's fine. I wasn't too concerned with it, but still, I came home. I wasn't expecting this tower of packages. So today we are going to unbox none of these because I have actually one more Batuu video that I'd like to share with you today. I will get to these. Some I'm sure would prefer a one big blowout, just unbox everything. That's not going to happen. But I might do them in like order of things like, Target packages, maybe one day, maybe Entertainment Earth packages another day, that kind of thing. Okay. Some of these bigger ones I want to do separately because, well, you'll see why when we open them up. So that being said, what are we going to talk about today? Well, what I want to talk about today is we tried a kind of a fun experiment on our trip down to Disney World and to Batuu, and we went and made several reservations to get into OGA's Cantina, and we actually drank and purchased quite a bit of the items. Now, we didn't do it all at once, and we didn't, there was more than one of us. There was me, there was Mrs. Darth Tuba, and there was our daughter, the artist who does the art that you see in the bumpers of this video, who actually works down in Disney. So we kind of got together and we all took turns trying different drinks. So what I wanted to do today was just kind of give you a little rundown of each one. Okay, so we're going to start now. As I said, we did not drink every single drink. We did get through most of them though. So I wanted to talk about first, well, the obvious. We have and I hopefully have pictures of these as I'm talking. But we have the Blue Bantha, which is basically essentially blue milk, but it wasn't like a blue milk, like frozen blue milk, which is when you go out into Galaxy's Edge, into Black Spire, there's a blue milk stand. You can get blue milk or green milk. That has more of a frothy, almost. I want to say milkshake, but think of it more like a smoothie because it's not dairy, so it's kind of more of a smoothie consistency. This was really just a chilled milk-like consistency, with a little Bantha inspired sugar cookie that was on top, and it was $13, and it was. These are the first drinks we were talking about are non-alcoholic, so this is great for people who don't drink alcohol or children or what have you. It was quite good. It's probably one of my favorite drinks on there. I do enjoy the blue milk more like milk and less like a smoothie. I like the smoothie style blue milk, but I just like, this is the only place you can get this. And of course it comes with a cookie, so hey, can't go wrong with that. And that's a big deal because my one and only real criticism of OGA's Cantina, and if anybody anywhere near associated with Disney or OGA's Cantina is listening and watching, I'm sure you've heard this before, but if you're watching here, let's get some better food options, or let's just get more food options. You have to reserve it as if it's a dining establishment. At least improve your snacks. Okay, not that I don't mind the snacks that they have, and we didn't really go over them. In fact, that was pretty much it. But I do want to, say that it would be nice to, expand on that a little bit. Anyway, okay. So Next up is the Hyperdrive Punch It, which is Powerade, Mountain Berry Blast, white cranberry juice, black cherry puree, and Sprite. Very tasty, not too sweet, and hey, it's Powerade, so you're getting your electrolytes, so that's a good thing. Next up, we have the Java Juice, which is basically simply orange with pineapple, kiwi, cantaloupe, and blueberry popping pearls. The popping pearls thing is something that I feel is you either love it or you hate it. I like it. My family, not so much. They don't like the consistency of it. I like it because it adds these different flavors. You know, it dissolves in your mouth and you get this pop of this flavor. So I kind of enjoy that. Next up, we have the Blurg Fire, which is Minute Maid, Premium Lemonade, Pomegranate Juice, and Habanero Lime. So obviously there's a little bit of a heat with that one. By the way, all these these drinks are $7. The Hyperdrive Punch It was $6.50. And for $7.50, we have the Carbon Freeze, which is the Powerade, lemon lime, wild strawberry, blueberry, and green apple popping pearls. So this one, you know, they all kind of had a good, good flavor to them, and they were very enjoyable. And I think they can be enjoyed certainly if you're not someone who wants to drink alcohol. You can certainly enjoy any one of these. Oh, we had one more, actually two more. We had the Black Spire Brew, which was cold brew Joffrey's coffee. Joffrey's, for those who don't know, is the coffee brand used that is pretty much sold in all of the Disney resorts next to Starbucks, and a personal favorite for my family. We actually enjoy Joffrey's even more than Starbucks. But it's an interesting concoction. It includes the coffee, honey, falernum, passion fruit, and citrus. So it's coffee, but a fruit drink. It's a very interesting thing. I would probably say this is my least favorite of the group, of the whole thing, but I kind of have a sweet tooth, and this kind of had a little bit more bitter to it. But it was still pretty good. I wouldn't say it was bad. That was for $7. And then lastly, you have the Cliff Dweller, which is the citrus juices, coconut, hibiscus, grenadine, and Seagram's ginger ale served in a souvenir porg mug for $35. Now, I do believe you have the option of refusing to take the porg mug home, but you're still getting charged $35. So if you're going to do that, take the mug. The mug is, the featured thing here. Disney has done this before, especially there's another place outside of the parks called Trader Sam's Grotto, and you can go in there and get like a bunch of it's a kind of a Jungle Cruise themed Polynesian style bar, and you can go in and get all sorts of fancy drinks, and there are a lot of options where you can get drinks with fancy mugs and cups and things that you can take home with you. So this was definitely something that you could enjoy. And what's nice about the mug is that it's not really a mug; it's more of a cup. But what's nice about it is that you can actually it looks like it's been wood. It's a ceramic, but it looks like it's been chipped as a wood piece. We did have one provision with alcohol, and that was called, besides the Blue Bantha cookie, and that is the Rhodian Ration, Tito's Handmade Vodka, De Kuiper Pucker Sour Apple, Green Apple, Sprite, and Boba Balls with a pop. It's basically imagine they sprinkled Pop Rocks or the generic version of Pop Rocks into this. It's kind of a petri dish, and it doesn't sound very appetizing, I know, and it has basically it's like Jell-O, and you can have the non-alcoholic version, but this one is the alcoholic version, so it's essentially like having Jell-O shots. But by itself, it isn't something that's got too much alcohol to it, so it's fine. Definitely not something you want to have with children, but it is really good, and it's a cute little. It's like obviously very sweet, fun idea. So that's about $14.50. So those were the concoctions without alcohol. Okay, now for the concoctions with alcohol, one of the most famous concoctions coming out of OGA's Cantina is the Fuzzy Tauntaun. Sadly, the Fuzzy Tauntaun is, I would say, not on the menu right now. And some websites are reporting that they have just ended making the fuzzy tauntaun. I don't believe that is the case as of yet. I believe that they need a certain kind of flour that is from Singapore or China or someplace far away, and the shipping issues and supply chain issues are still kind of holding that particular ingredient up. So while I've heard that they might be trying to find other ways to concoct it, but there is a specific type of flour you need and to make the foam for the fuzzy tauntaun. So that's kind of why, that's what I've heard. So we'll have to wait on the fuzzy tauntaun. But we also have the Jedi Mind Trick, which is Kettle One, Botanical, Grapefruit, and Rose, John D. Taylor's Velvet, Vanillum, Bowls, Blue, Curacao. Pardon me for the botching of the any kind of weird words. I do not drink alcohol very much. White, grape juice, lime juice, and grapefruit bitters. And of course these drinks, $16. Obviously the alcohol drinks in Disney, not cheap. You want to save money going to Disney? Don't drink alcohol, or bring your own. I would say. Then we have the T16 Skyhopper, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Bowls Melon Liqueur, Kiwi, and half, $17. We have the Outer Rim, which is the Patron Silver Tequila, Stirrings Pomegranate Liqueur, Lime Juice, and pure cane sugar with black salt and exotic fruit puree. We have the Bloody Rancor, which is Tito's Handmade Vodka, Enco Reeves Chili Liqueur, Spicy Bloody Mary Mix, Rancor with a Rancor bone. I actually did not have that on this trip, but I have had it on other trips. I don't know if I had it. There were 3 trips. I got confused. One of the ones I know I did not have was the Yub Nub, which is another drink where you buy the mug, and the only reason I didn't have it is because I already bought the mug in a previous trip, and I wasn't about to get a second mug. We also had the Dagobah Slug Slinger, which is Herradura Reposado Tequila, Bowls Blue Curacao, citrus juices, ginger, herbs, and bitters. We have the Bespin Fizz, which is Bacardi, Superior Rum, Yuza Puree, Pomegranate Juice, White Cranberry Juice, and Cloud Swirl. One of my favorite alcoholic drinks here. And we also had the Jet Juice, Maker's Mark Bourbon, Ancho Reyes Chili Liqueur, Stirrings Pomegranate Liqueur, White Grape Juice, and Lemon Juice. And then the grand finale. I mean, they do have cider on tap. They do have some wine on tap. They do have couple of different beers on tap. But they have 4 beers on tap. They have the Gold Squadron Lager, the White Wampa Ale, the Bad Motivator IPA, and the Gamorrean Ale. But the real fun thing is to have it delivered to you as a flight, a sampling of all 4, on a Rancor board. It's called a Rancor Beer Flight souvenir board with 4 teeth, and the actual drinks come in 4 glasses that are actually Rancor teeth. So on a future episode, I will be unboxing that so you can see it kind of on the channel. But I'm sure you'll see a picture right here. This was an interesting thing. First of all, it's a bit of a show. They come out and they make a big deal about you ordering the Rancor because it is the most expensive drink. It's $85. You are, of course, receiving $85 seems like nothing compared to anybody who's been hearing about the $5,000 drink on the Disney Wish in the Hyperspace Lounge. $85 seems like chump change, but nonetheless, it is pretty expensive for comparatively to everything else that they offer. And it is it's a great way. I enjoy beer flights. I'm not a huge beer drinker, so it's kind of like nice to do a little taste test of each of them. And if you don't like them, you can leave them behind. I actually enjoyed all 3 of the 4. The Gold Squadron Lager, the White Wampa Ale, the Bad Motivator were fine. They were all great, different tasting. The Gamorrean Ale, I had to pass on. I took a sip and I was like, And I think mainly because it has a grapefruit flavor to it. The description is red ale with roasted caramel, hop character, and a touch of grapefruit. it was a lot more than a touch, in my personal opinion. So it was hard for me to swallow that, literally. But that was our adventure at OGA's Cantina. And it did, by the way, as I stressed, we didn't do this all in one sitting. You wouldn't be able to even if you... Well, I guess you could order everything at once. And then, but you remember, they do limit you to 45 minutes. I will say it is 100% back to the fun party atmosphere that it was prior to the pandemic. They are letting everyone in. People are sitting, there is no spaced out area. The cast members, the Batuians that work there are all a very spirited bunch. And of course we have Rex, DJ Rex, doing his magic. It's putting some great music on, and incidentally, you can listen to the DJ Rex soundtrack, the playlist on Apple Music if you do a search. I think other streaming music services as well. DJ Rex, OGA's Cantina. Just do a search. I'm sure you'll find it. So there's some pretty cool tunes. Some of them are very foreign sounding. Some of them like off-world sounding, we should say. And others are kind of familiar. Like there's another one. They have another piece that's done by Figrin Dan and the Modal Nodes, which is the band in Universe that made that very famous piece, famous in the world of Star Wars. But they do another one, and it's a different one. It's not one you've ever heard before, but it's same instrumentation. It's kind of fun. So overall, it's a great place. I try desperately to get a reservation every time I'm there, at least once. They have a really fun atmosphere. It's just something different. Obviously to go in there and order a glass of water, you can do that. And I don't believe they will, force you to buy something. But I do recommend you try some of these things. As I said, if you're not a drinker, any of the concoctions without alcohol will be fine. And there are other things. There are some other snacks like Batu Bits or the Hapabor Sampler, which is essentially a charcuterie. They're both fine, although the Hapabor Sampler is they're both a little otherworldly. So there's things in there that you look at like, really, what am I eating here? The Hapabor Sampler is, as I said, a charcuterie board. It's good, but it's not great. Right down the street, outside of the outside of Galaxy's Edge, the Baseline Tap House has a great charcuterie board that is far cheaper than this one. So, take that or leave it. But I don't think the Batu Bits are a little bit less expensive. And as I said, the Oga's Obsession, which is the kind of like that little petri dish thing, but without alcohol. It's like Jell-O. Kids will like it, and maybe adults too. So that'll do it for today's episode. Yes, we will get to this. Do not worry. We're going to get to it. We also have a whole other pile of things in there. If you've been watching the episodes, you've seen that we've made a few purchases in Galaxy's Edge that we want to kind of go over with a little more detail. So we have a lot to get to. We've got a lot to share with you. Looking forward to it. Again, episodes drop on Sundays and Wednesdays. Thank you so much for watching. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications. Let people know about the channel. I don't mind if it's a small channel. I like that we can be a small, intimate channel. But I do want to share this with as many people who would like to do it. So if you know anybody who would like to, who has a love of Star Wars and a love of positive Star Wars, and you want to share this out, please do that. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you, and till the spire.